Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Town of Port Royal December public hearing. Van, public hearing tonight? First item is,
An ordinance to repeal Article 6, Boards, Committees, Commissions, et cetera, Division 4, Park and Recreation Commission, in the Code of Ordinances on the Town of Port Royal, South Carolina. We're just taking comment. Obviously, we have conducted a number of activities and projects with this group, and it was council's decision to consider disbanding.
so we'll open it up to any public comment to repeal an ordinance repealing Article 6, Boards and Committees, specifically to the Park and Rec Commission. We're going to switch the model to putting teams together when the parks are being looked at for design for either upgrade or capital improvement. And the first one that's on the list to be put into place next year?
Sands Beach.
Sands Beach. And there'll be a team put together for Sands Beach next year. Any public comment? Last call? Hearing none, we'll close the public hearing and welcome everybody to the Town of Port Royal December regular council meeting. Our first order of business is the Pledge of Allegiance. Please everybody stand and face the flag. Councilman Phillips, can you lead us?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Councilman Ashmore, Jerry, please.
Let's pray. Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for the many blessings of life. And Lord, we thank you for this opportunity that you give us tonight to do the business of our town. Lord, please be with each person here tonight. Give them the courage, the wisdom, the words, and the discernment to make decisions that are pleasing in your sight. These things we ask in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you. Next item of business, we have 4 sets of minutes, which is our traditional, to approve. We've got our minutes from our public hearing from November 1st, minutes from our council workshop of November 1st, minutes from the council meeting of November 8th, and minutes from the executive session of November 28th.
I make a motion we approve the minutes from the public hearing of November 1st, 2023, minutes from the council workshop of November 1st, 2023, and minutes of the county council, listen at me tonight, the council meeting of November 8th, 2023, and the minutes from the executive session of November 28th, 2023.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. Any corrections, deletions?
None noted.
Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. That is unanimous. Van, we've got some presentations tonight?
Yes, the first is from Wasteboro. We have Joe Matz here who wants to give us an update on services in the town.
Come forward, Joe. How are you? Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Good evening, Mayor and council members. First of all, I just want to thank you for the privilege of being able to be your solid waste provider for the town. I count it a privilege and honor. One of the reasons I'm here was originally I had planned to reroute several. I actually have 6 cities and towns under my jurisdiction. I planned to reroute them, kind of move some things around. Normally, you have trash and recycling picked up on the same day, and again, in this particular case, it's not. And so I started looking at that and realized that there could be quite a bit of savings, not only from just an efficiency standpoint, but back to the customers eventually when we start talking about rate increases and stuff like that. So I wanted to do that starting in January, around January 15th or 16th. But realistically, looking at my routes and getting the other cities all to fall in line with the plan, I've had to push that back until March. But my plan basically is to have trash on Tuesdays, recycling on Tuesday, every other Tuesday. The way the city's divided or the town's divided, I would have recycling in Zone A the first week, recycling in Zone B the second week, third week, recycling in Zone A, and recycling in Zone B on the fourth week. And so that way people, one, we'd put out calendars, put out magnets so that people put them on their fridge. And I know a lot of people get confused because, hey, is it trash day? Is it recycling day? Do I put it out? Do I not put it out? This way it will eliminate the confusion. And again, it will cost, we'll have some cost savings. So Originally, again, my plan was to come before y'all and basically, kind of lay out that plan and ask if, I can have your all's approval. But now I'm going to push it off till the middle of March. So I'll have to honor to come back, and if you have any questions, I'm more than glad to answer them.
You said efficiencies and savings.
Yes, sir.
What kind of savings can we expect from the town, and when can we expect those?
Well, again, looking at the overall route reroutes, I expect to be at least be able to, from our standpoint of view, to cut out basically about 40 hours of overtime hours. So we haven't come before you for a rate increase or anything like that. Obviously, when that time comes for contract renewals or something like that, I would lay that out and take that into consideration, the fact that we are saving money. So will I be able to save the jurisdiction money? Sure. Also understanding that, for example, this year with the CPI increase and stuff like that, last year it was 7.5%. Landfill rates are going up and everything like that. So I'm trying to hold costs down rather than have a rate increase. So what I'm basically saying is I have to realize the cost savings in that reroute, which will be noticeably quick because I'll be able to see the overtime reduction. And once that happens, then I'll be more than glad to come back and address the council and talk about contract extensions, and hopefully you all agree that we're providing a good service, and then we can talk about the savings to the residents and to the town.
No, just to say thank you. I think, essentially, people are you're just going to put your trash can and recycling out on the same day,
Yes, sir.
and that simplifies it, so that's good. Yeah.
Okay.
Will they be picked up simultaneously or still staggered?
So you'll have two different trucks, vehicles picking them up. So, but they'll be on the same day and hopefully within an hour or two of each other. Obviously, we don't want two trucks on the same street picking up, because just the vehicle blockage and everything like that. But it will be coordinated.
Van, question, where are we in terms of the contract term?
I don't know that off the top of my head. Probably a second.
I think that's something the council's going to need to see, and is there anything in the contract that allows this to happen mid-contract?
Yeah, we've adjusted dates already.
Okay, so there's,
Pickup, so
so
this is
there's no
allowed.
problem, just so the council has that information when it comes back.
Yeah.
On that. Sounds like a plan.
All right. Y'all have a great Christmas.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You too.
Merry Christmas.
Next presentation.
We have Nancy Plank with the Old Village Association. Will give you an update on a potential event.
Welcome, Nancy.
And thank you.
Yeah,
Yes,
great job the other
great,
night.
great golf cart parade.
Good evening, Mayor, Council, Van. Before I get going and ask what I'm here, I just want to ask you a question. Did you all have a good time Saturday at the golf cart parade?
Oh, yes.
Absolutely.
Everyone
Yes,
else, yes.
wonderful.
Just to give you an update, last year we had 50 golf carts. This year we had 75. We've had spectators, I'm told, all the way from Bluffton to come and see our little parade. So I think we're doing something right here. Now to get on to why I'm here tonight, the Old Village would like to have an event in February 17th. What we would like to do is have a Mardi Gras golf cart parade. It would be very similar to our Christmas parade, where there would be an after party at Shell Ring. I've already talked to Nick, he's on board with that, and I've already talked to Captain Massey, he's going to help us with logistics. It'll be the first one in Beaufort County, so it's going to be Mardi Gras Port Royal style. So with your blessing, I'd like to move forward and get bands going and advertisement, and that's why I'm here tonight, to look for your blessing to move forward with this project.
You said February 17th.
February 17th.
Yes.
A Saturday night.
Sounds wonderful.
I think it's
Yeah, my
great.
blessing.
It makes
I'm
sense.
ready to bring out the junkin' news.
I think it'll be a fun family event again, like our golf cart parade is for Christmas.
Van, we don't need any council action. You just,
No, we'll book it, work with staff, and get it squared away.
you're
So
hearing
it's a
clearly,
go?
please proceed forward.
Okay. Thank you so much.
you.
And have a great Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Thank you for all you do.
Yep.
Ms. Nancy, thank you.
Chief?
And just a little background on this. This is an update to the ordinance that council wanted regarding improvements to the parking ordinance, as well as complaints and input that we've received from the various HOAs relative to parking in their neighborhoods.
So, how's it working?
Pretty good. Only 45 parking tickets
Okay.
since October the 22nd. It's been pretty well received. I guess the biggest complaint so far is them not being able to pay it online. So we're just going to have to sit down and work out something. We've written a handful of tickets for the boat parking at the Sands, but the majority of them are sidewalks, parking on the wrong way, wrong side of the road, on top of the stop signs. So we're trying to take care of that.
Very good. There was some question about the fee. Is the fee make sense? Is it too high? Is it too low?
No complaints about the $15
$15 fee is clearly okay with the citizens.
It's clearly okay.
Okay. Obviously, it costs us more than that, the right to take it.
Right. I ran the numbers yesterday, and it looks like the people from out of town, we've had quite a few people from Georgia, Ohio, Florida, they're not paying them.
They're not paying them.
They're not paying them. But it's only a handful. I think we had 4 or 5 out of the 45, so that's
Okay.
pretty decent.
Then we've talked before about some online, ability to do some online paying. Didn't one of the software packages we have offer?
I think we were exploring something with Civic Plus. It's just, we have to get them lined up. You
Yeah.
can do that.
Somebody that's something the next council could consider to make it easier. There's enough things that we do.
Yeah, one of the limited benefits of doing that online, typically if you were to come in the office and you had a traffic ticket of some court, there is some savings to be had by coming in early. Those are savings that could not be realized through the online portal. And so typically people prefer to pay $88 versus $250. So that's something
Okay.
we have to work with that.
All right. Well, let us know if there's anything else that needs to be done with it. It's been,
We'll do it.
you know, we've been asked to put this in place, and we have, and we'll see where it goes. It's interesting that who gets the tickets.
It's going pretty good.
Good.
All right, thank you.
Thanks, Chief.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
At this time, I'll open it up for public comment.
Council's briefing.
Excuse me, council briefing. Thank you.
All right. First, redevelopment commission, there wasn't a meeting this past month, and we're not anticipating one in December as well, so nothing really to discuss there. The next item is a number of capital projects, Port Royal projects. Obviously, the Royal Palms Graviter Sewer project is pretty much wrapped up. I know that they removed a lot of dirt and dressed out the lot that was at the end of Royal Palms. I think we have one pay request left. We do get some credit for some additional units, but as you all know, we get a certain amount of capacity credits for the addition of sewer to the system. So we're quantifying that. There's some numbers relative to how many connected or didn't connect, and then that'll be put into our capacity bank. All right. And then we can utilize that for economic development or affordable housing or in any way the council sees fit. All right. Dawson Place drainage, for those of you that probably saw that project off Old Shell, it was basically a stormwater diversion project. The second truck, I believe, here was yesterday to finalize that apron into the neighborhood, but it is diverting it. Everything down Old Shell was sheeting down Dawson Place, so we've addressed that and anticipated the resurfacing of Old Shell with that project, so it should be fine. Speed humps, we did submit the ones that we could with the council approval. Obviously, we had some folks that were concerned that they may be personally impacted by the second application, so they recused themselves. We'll be revisiting those. We did submit the letter for the ones that were approved last month, and hoping to hear back from the DOT here shortly. Port Royal, the Shadow Moss Trail. We have a meeting scheduled tomorrow with the Spanish Moss Trail folks. It's not Shadow Moss. That's he's got that wrong. Spanish Moss. This is a report from Michael Klink. We'll be meeting with them on site tomorrow to discuss the easement for the location of the pathway as it connects across Rebo Road. Obviously, the county is managing that particular contract, but we want to finalize the location of the pathway as it crosses and interfaces with all the way down to Ritter Circle. So we have a couple pinch points. We want to make sure we're locating in the appropriate location. West Paris Avenue, we did receive that grant. We're about 60% on design. We'll continue to move that forward. The Villages, which is the drainage project, we're doing, Michael is in the middle of the survey verification, and we'll finalize kind of the drainage analysis and design. Paris Avenue Streetscape, we did meet and discuss the public comments and changes to Paris Avenue. We're going to finalize that conceptual plan, which will be submitted to staff for council review kind of around January, but we'll do a presentation to council in February. 12th Street school parking, we have approved the design this week. It now goes to the school district for final approval. Once they approve, we will start the creation of the easement documents and get that scheduled. We have the other 12th Street parking on the opposite side. The conceptual design has been created. We're working with the owners there to get final approval. Once that's done, we can move forward with that final sidewalk project. Casablanca Drainage, the survey work has been completed by Atlas. Once again, Four Waters is looking at surveys to finalize the drainage design and come up with some evaluations or proposals to bring back to the town for the eventual installation of stormwater for that particular area. We were awarded the grant, as mentioned, for the master plan. It was $250,000. I think we got a meeting. I think I'll have a meeting today with them to discuss how we move that forward. And one of the things we're having to do is prepare an RFQ for engineering. So we brought Tony Maglione back to kind of assist us with that a little bit. We're still waiting on the Paris Avenue streetscape design application. No decisions have been made yet. We are reaching out to Buford Jasper for that initial master plan that they created, but we are working on the sanitary sewer Rebo Road master plan that we discussed that was advocated for by the Redevelopment Commission. Next one's a little disappointing. Town roadway paving. We did get an email from Blythe 2 days ago indicating that they did not anticipate starting resurfacing until after the first of the calendar year. We did have some minor changes to that, but I guess they got delayed in some other projects. So we're disappointed and have let them know that, but they're not in violation of the contract. They're well within their window. There's nothing that we can be done with liquidated damages. As long as they meet the deadline, then they're in compliance. Okay? Next item is Safe Harbor. Staff met with Safe Harbor to look at the potential master plan for the marina area and the adjacent open space. We made some recommendations on how it could be manipulated to be more reflective of the plan unit development and the conceptual plan that was originally created. They have taken those under consideration and are redrawing all of that. Obviously, one of the things that's stipulated in the permit for marina is the parking. I think it's 0.5 or some number of spaces you have to have for slips, so they've got to work that all into the master plan. And we're making sure it's in
spaces per,
yeah.
per two slips.
And I asked if the spaces was driven by slip size, numbers, and I think in DHECS it's just one formula. Different states have different formulas depending on the type of marina, but they do not. So we're still working on that particular issue with them. A kind of hand to glove with that one is our own shrimp dock. I did speak with our engineer with ATM earlier this week. Once Safe Harbor has their marina permit in hand, we will be finalizing our design, because obviously the initial dock configuration is included in that first permit, but since we're redesigning the backwards F, to make it the design actually more accommodating to the boats and more reflective of what was originally there, we will be resubmitting that to the Corps of Engineers consideration, pushing it out a little bit further in the channel to allow for more easy movement between the floating dock at Fish Camp and the existing dock, as well as create some additional day dockage on the other side for Fish Camp and Shellring, and just use for the area.
Let's not forget, because I'm here, the conversation we had with the Buford Rowing Club and their willingness to become the Port Royal Rowing Club.
Right.
And if there's any way that dock can accommodate that situation. We told them once we started looking at a design, we'd reach back out to them.
Oh, absolutely.
I think we actually have one of their members sitting in the audience right now who does there. I thought I saw a member sitting out there. We told them that we would get back with them when we were ready to start a design, so let's not forget that next year. Council?
Yes, sir.
Capital projects, Brooke put the spreadsheet in your in your folders for you to take a look. It's just kind of a status update. And I'm going to touch on that a little bit later in the financial modeling. SoLoco, not much different from the previous month. Obviously, we had an introduction to the new director of the Regional Housing Trust, kind of gave us a rundown on his background. He's an interim director, but very well experienced from a different location, has some ideas to move this forward. And some of the other things that SoLoco is still considering is the growth boundary discussion, which is really more of a Southern Beaufort County discussion. You know, we've identified all of those things in Northern Beaufort County, and it's been codified for a number of years through the Northern Regional Plan, but there are a number of other kind of regional topics they're going to undertake for the upcoming year. Legal, we have retained new legal counsel for the Burton Fire District appeal. He's become familiar with the case file. We're attempting to get the hearing scheduled with the Master in Equity, although we may reach out to them and see if we can work something out based upon our new representation. As far as the potential litigation out on Highway 170 for the access to sewer for one of the apartment complexes, I think that issue is taking care of itself. I think they've identified a path forward that will allow them access to construct what they need to construct. Road resurfacing, obviously we discussed that a little bit earlier. And then the financial modeling, if any of you had an opportunity to take a look at what's in your folder, it's a pretty comprehensive model that kind of extrapolates where we will be financially for a number of years based upon some assumptions of mill value as well as expenses and revenues, and it will give you kind of a real-time opportunity that if you want to do any sort of project or have any sort of financial or expense impact, you can enter that into that spreadsheet, and it will give you the data moving it forward. There's a dashboard feature which I think we can probably put on our own website to give folks an understanding of where we are. It's a pretty impressive tool, and I think it'll be very helpful to staff as well as Chris, particularly around budget time, to give you all a real idea of if you have something that you'd like to see done, this is what its impact will be, and this is what it's going to cost you.
Question about the Royal Ponds. I know we're going all the way back to the first item. I noticed that there was a very large steel plate placed on Royal Ponds Road today, and that brand new asphalt.
Yeah.
And our road now was cut. And it looks like it was cut for sewer.
Yeah, it was.
Extremely disappointing.
Yeah. All I will say is there's a new executive director for Beaufort Jasper now, as well as 4 additions to the engineering department. So hopefully stupidity like that won't happen again.
Extremely disappointing.
Agreed. I took a van by it last week. I was not real happy about it.
Yeah, I had not noticed it till today, and I rolled my eyes in my head and kept driving.
I think we
could
have somebody
immediately
in the
tell
room
what
that
it
could
was.
probably tell you a whole lot about how that went down and how we had an opportunity to address it right then and there, but it wasn't done. But
Let's
just
make
remember,
sure-
we did not own that water and sewer system. We just provide free money for it to be expanded.
Right, let's make sure that that patch meets our requirements and
Yep.
meets their own requirements, which requires a 2-foot overlay around the original cut that's in their specifications. Whatever they cut, they're not supposed to patch directly, they're supposed to mill back 2 feet and lock it in as a keyway to prevent cracking in the future. That was done specifically to prevent cracking, and it was part of the way that we were able to get our maintenance bond at the Water Authority extended at the DOT. Let's make sure we get the same thing in the town of Port Royal.
Amen.
Any other comments to Van? Any questions about the council briefing?
Nothing about the briefing, just to bring up, because it's not on the agenda and then the council, and I'm sure if we wanted to talk about it, I think we have some people here to discuss the business licenses. Do we, when?
I have for non-agenda
So
items.
Do it afterwards.
I have people that it's a non-agenda item.
Okay.
I don't know if you want to discuss it. I mean, we included a folder in your,
Yeah, if you got any questions?
yeah, if you want to ask anything, I mean,
I kind of wanted to discuss it after we hear the comments, so I don't know if we need to amend the agenda to have a discussion section.
Oh,
or-
we-
Yeah, not to have a discussion.
Okay.
We can work that out.
Okay,
I'm worried about that.
Not an action item, please.
Yeah, it's not an action item.
Yeah.
So at this point, you good with that? Anything else?
Perfect.
At this point, I'll open it up to public comment for any agenda item. Please remember to address council and 3-minute time limit. I have nobody handed anything for any agenda items. Anybody have anything on agenda item? Hearing none, let's move to agenda items. Dan, first readings.
Ordinance 2023-21, an ordinance of the Town of Port Royal, South Carolina, deleting Division 2, Planning Commission from Chapter 2 Administration, Article 6, Boards, Committees, Commissions, etc., from the Code of Ordinances of the Town of Port Royal and placing it with a new Division 2 Planning Commission, title only. Obviously, we are in the process of standing up our own Planning Commission, as the City of Beaufort has chosen to withdraw from the Metro Planning Commission and stand up their own planning commissions. So obviously, we need to do that as well. And so this is the first step in that process. Obviously, we've started to receive some applications for those particular positions, but we'll continue to advertise for anyone that's interested in potentially being appointed to the Planning Commission.
How many are we looking for?
We will need 5. Right now, we do have 5 applications, but I would hope that we'll probably see a few more.
Okay.
No reflection on people that have submitted, just obviously we'd like to see some.
Council, what's the pleasure?
I move that we approve first reading, 2023-21.
Second.
We have a motion, we have a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Second readings, Van.
Excuse me, ordinance to repeal Article, this is 2023-20, an ordinance to repeal Article 6, Boards, Committees, Commissions, et cetera, Division 4, Park and Recreation Commission in the Code of Ordinances of the Town of Port Royal, South Carolina. As I indicated during the, or mentioned during the public hearing, obviously, council is taking a different approach to some of the park and recreation work as we move forward, and as staff has recommended, and y'all are giving second reading to repeal of the, or disbandment of the Parks and Recreation.
What's the pleasure of council?
Move that we approve 2023-20, and this will fall under Parks and under Public Works, correct?
Parks will move completely under Public Works, yes. So they kind of were there anyway.
Yeah. Okay.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
It's unanimous. We got council actions. We got a number of items here. First one, Public Works, getting a new truck and trailer.
Yeah, approval of Public Works grappling truck and truck trailer. Obviously, we've got one of the grappling trucks is down, and so we are looking to purchase a second one. Obviously, there's our expensive items. Kayla did some legwork, put together a couple of bids for it. Staff is recommending purchase of the new Life truck, which Tracy is trying to pull up. Excuse me, Tracy. Lisa. There we go, hopefully. Yeah.
Wow.
And this is just an image of the new Life truck, and it's $315,500. There's a detailed memo in your folders, but one of the things that this particular truck offers is an enclosed cab so that these guys can work safely. It does include cameras so we can monitor for safety, and it's just a step in the right direction relative to the other truck. This is obviously kind of what a more traditional operation that we've used in the past and have currently in our stock.
So final cost is $315,500. What's the pleasure of council?
I'd like to hear, hold on a
Hold on a
can we
second.
have a discussion?
Yeah,
Is-
we can open it up after a
Okay.
motion, or we can do discussion now.
I'll make a motion to approve Public Works grappling truck and trailer.
Motion, do we have a second? Second. Discussion. Go ahead.
Have we talked with our Public Works? Have we talked with Jeff? And Jeff, have you got any thoughts
Jeff's
on
here.
it?
Jeff, come forward. Come forward. Sorry.
I mean, he's the guy that's gonna be.
We got you
right?
once. We got you
He's the
once
guy
in
that's gonna be
23 to
using it,
come
right?
to the
Yeah,
mic.
they've been involved in the discussion.
Yeah. We got you once in 23 to come to the mic.
Yeah, they got one up in Charleston, and me and Kayla went up there and looked at it a couple days ago, and it's nice. You sit inside and run it, so you don't have to be out in the elements. So you're in the, like 72 degrees all day.
So you're in the backseat of the cab of the truck?
It's got like a captain's chair in the back that rotates around.
Okay.
Yeah,
So this is a crew cab?
yeah, it's like a crew cab. Yeah.
Just like the other day when it was raining.
Right.
And they got to sit in the truck and wait for it to quit raining before they can get out there and pick anything up. They can just keep on picking up this truck.
Okay.
Van.
So 2 people on the crew, one driving it and one operating the machine?
Yeah, and it could be a one-man truck too, but I like to keep 2 on for safety.
Yeah, buddy system.
I agree.
Yeah.
What's the capacity of the dumpster on the back of it?
It's
Dump
28,
body,
26 or 28 yards, something like that. About the same as the other one we got now.
is that right?
Yeah.
So we've got 2 now, one's down, right?
We got one now, and we just auctioned one off, so now we only got one.
And the one we have now is fairly recent, within the past 4 years?
2019.
Right.
Okay, okay. And that's the one you stand up on and you,
Yeah, the one that's got the exhaust where you stand up.
Right.
Exhaust is blowing up on you?
We won't have that issue with this one though,
Not at all, no.
because you're inside.
You're inside, yeah.
You said you've got cameras, probably lights.
There's 3 cameras. The one on the curb side is going to record. So, you know,
You like it?
yeah.
You get the job done? Get the job done?
Yeah, oh yeah. Mhm.
Okay.
Jim's a man of few words.
Thank you, Jen.
I just want to make sure he's good with it.
That's right.
Van, was this done on the state contract?
It was done according to our procurement code.
Gotcha. Okay.
Any other
all I have,
questions?
sir.
I think that's pretty reasonable for a truck of that magnitude.
That's diesel.
Nothing else?
No,
All in
sir.
favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Next is procurement for administration vehicle.
That's item B. The next one is truck and trailer. This is to pull the public works lift and town golf cart around. Obviously, we were scrambling this past weekend. And Whit, thank you for the use of your trailer to move the town golf cart.
Thank you.
But this obviously will give us the ability to move the lift from location to location, as well as any additional heavy equipment that we have. And the truck as well to do it.
So is it 250, 350, what is it?
350.
350 with a trailer? Like a low boy trailer or something?
Oh, yeah.
I make a motion to approve the procurement for administrative vehicles.
Second.
We have a motion, we have a second. Any
What is
further
the cost of
discussion?
this?
Total cost, the trailer
It's $85,862.
Combined.
And 10 cents.
combined.
Okay. And that was in our budget?
Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, signify by saying aye.
Uh,
It's a gooseneck, not a tear.
It's a gooseneck?
Yeah.
Gooseneck trailer.
Fixing the roof.
Next is procurement for administrative vehicles.
Okay.
Obviously, we're looking at 3 vehicles here, 2 Nissan Rogues at $29,712, $56 apiece, one Nissan Frontier. This is for code
I'm sorry,
enforcement.
truck and trailer,
Total of the 3 vehicles is $96,371.92. We have been driving hand-me-downs since I've been here. Right now, there's, I think, an 02 Suburban with every light on the dashboard flashing. We have an what's that, a 90, what's the Expedition's an 03? It's an 03 that we just, it occasionally stops. And then we auctioned off the Trailblazer and a couple of other administrative vehicles recently, so,
So it's a total purchase of how many vehicles?
3.
And a total cost?
$96,371.
You know, you said 3 Rogues and 1 Frontier, didn't you?
2 Rogues, 1 Frontier.
Oh, 2 Rogues. Okay, in front, okay. 2 Rogues, okay, 2 Rogues and 1 Frontier, okay.
What's the pleasure, council?
I make a motion to approve the procurement for the administrative vehicles for $96,376 and 91 cents.
Second.
Any further discussion?
I was just doing some calculation there. I think we got a bargain.
Got a good deal.
We got a good deal, yes.
All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Now the town hall roof.
All right, town hall, I did not purposely put that trash can under those tiles back there. But obviously, we've had ongoing issues with the roof of this particular building. We have humidifiers and both of, I think, 3 or 4 of the offices, plus a whole building system. We've worked with, I don't know how many roofers on repairs. So we put together some estimates for replacement of the roof. Metal roof here is $99,400. Shingle roof would be $42,200. We're about a month out for approval, but that's the difference in cost for the roofing materials.
What was the cost for a shingle again?
42,200.
And what's is that a 20, 25, 30 year?
What was the 25 year?
25 year?
We should put the metal and water hurricane.
What is the staff recommending? What do they want?
Yeah, right.
Come on, guys.
We want a roof that doesn't leak. That's what we want.
We're in the salt water, on the water. Less
If you did the
shingles
metal,
flying off.
that'd be it, right? You wouldn't have to do it.
Yes. And the metal would be a longer life.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Right.
Especially with that storm
It's-
that came through earlier this week.
It's double the life of the warranty, guys.
Yes.
I mean, it's a 50-year warranty on a metal roof.
And the other one's a 25-year rate for.
25-year shingles, 5-year warranty. It's all in the worksheets we received. It's a 5-year warranty on workmanship. The metal roof is doubles the warranties across the board.
I'll make a motion.
I think the metal roof's the way to go. Somebody else wants to make the motion?
I'll make a motion that we approve for the acquisition of a metal roof on town hall.
I have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. And we had a lot of discussion in between, and I apologize. Any further discussion? We're trying to figure out which one we're making a motion on. That's the only thing we can discuss.
Explained it well. You pay the 42 now, or pay 42 now, and then just play it again?
We have a metal
Basically,
roof
it's
now
the
on the
stone.
building,
Or just
right?
pay the 90
Correct.
now. and
Building
cover
was
it.
built how many years ago?
It was built in the early 90s.
In the early 90s. This roof would have been replaced at least twice by now if it had been a shingle roof with the events we had. I mean, that's just the reality of it. All right, any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Approval of calendar. Can we bring it up?
You got some speed bumps.
So you're going to try to bring it up.
Speed bumps are last. E. I have it.
Oh,
I have it. as E.
You're trying to.
I was getting older.
Just real quickly, obviously, this is for the calendar for the upcoming council meetings. Just one of the things we wanted to note was the February workshop was moved from Wednesday to Thursday because you typically have a municipal association event in Columbia. And for those of you that will be attending the classes, you typically meet on those Wednesdays, so getting back in time for the Wednesday meeting, we tried to move it traditionally to that Thursday. Right.
That's the only change.
Yeah.
Hometown legislative action date, so.
That means once again, it's February 14th, you're going to be here.
All right.
That's right. What can I say?
What's the pleasure of council?
I move that we approve the calendar as presented with the modification of February 8th.
Second.
We have a second? Any further discussion?
None.
Hearing none. All in favor, signify by saying aye. George, works for you? I just gave you a full year's worth of meetings.
All right, and then the last item for council action is the approval of the speed hump locations. If you remember, one of the things that we got as feedback from the DOT when we submitted the first round was that they'd like some sort of approval from council on the locations. We were able to go ahead and move forward with the Casablanca application for the speed humps, which we did in November. But because we had some issues with a quorum relative to West Vine and Lenora, because I think some of you felt like you had a conflict of interest and wanted to recuse yourself, we need to get a motion and approval for the West Vine and Lenora locations. This map gives you somewhat of an indication of where they would be located, but obviously this will be fine-tuned based upon feedback that we get and final approval from the SCDOT.
I can administer to the point of a vote, but I will not be voting. I am recusing myself from this vote. Councilman Phillips will also be recusing himself from the vote. These affect our personal properties. So at this point, what's the pleasure of council?
Do you want a motion to approve speed humps for Lenora and West Vine? I'll make a motion to approve speed humps for Lenora and West Vine.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion amongst you three?
Nope.
Are you all, did we get some feedback from the residents in that area as for the location of these?
We know that y'all wanted them. And then we had the
Yeah, I'm
engineers
seeing one
locate them
right
based
after the Spanish
upon.
Moss Trail, and then again right before Drayton, and then of course right before, going after, on West Vine there. I'm okay with it. I thought those two looked relatively close to each other though.
Well, they were laid out based upon the guidelines stipulated by the DOT.
By
relative to
DOT?
where they could be
Okay.
done.
Okay. I'm okay with it.
It's 6 of them, right?
I only see,
There's six.
Yeah, there's six.
okay, there on the top, looking at.
Good. That's fine.
Yeah.
Motion and second. All those in favor?
All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
And Councilman Phillips and Mayor DeVito recuse themselves. So it passes unanimously.
And you experienced how long do those requests last take?
Oh, we're probably one of the first people to request it from DOT in Beaufort County, who has no idea, we have no idea when we'll get approval to actually put them in, or if it'll go in the way they just asked, right?
Right.
This is just showing support
Where we'd like it?
for the next level of the state to now do engineering on whether or not they can be there, right?
Yes.
So this is, we're paving,
Definitely will slow it down.
I'll use that word intensely, we're paving new territory with DOT to get speed bumps put on the
And Beaufort
DOT
County.
road.
I mean, they are all over every neighborhood in Charleston.
Yep.
They were at
And, we
originally
are
on Main
following
Street in front of the
same
post office,
procedure
and they
that
slowed down. Right, Jim?
Avondale,
Let's just hope we don't.
Harrison
fall
Acres,
back
Washington
on
State.
the sidewalk.
Right, remember we did, yeah, we're waiting 6 years on a sidewalk, and we gave up on a crosswalk on Waddell Road.
Waddell.
Yep.
Because we had already spent about $50,000 to get a
Pump for
crosswalk,
tables.
and we were still getting denied, so we stopped. Okay. Next item, important dates.
Yeah, December 21st, the Port Royal Elementary Spreading Holiday Cheer will be here at 9 a.m., so please come out and support Port Royal Elementary. Our offices will be closed on December 25th and 26th for Christmas, and will be closed on January 1st for New Year's Day. And if y'all have any other thing you'd like to add to the calendar, please let us know.
We got a really great event coming up for this area, especially Wreaths Across America is this Saturday at the Memorial Cemetery. It's always really moving, very powerful event. If you get out there, I think it starts at 12 o'clock. So, like I said, 12 o'clock this Saturday, Wreaths Across America.
I'd like to make a recommendation that December 31st, Friday, we give town staff a half a day. We always end up with the emails at the last minute and text messages on that. It's dead by that point, so half a day on December 31st, close town hall.
I agree.
Council,
I agree.
Okay.
okay, you got it?
Sure.
Anything else?
Anybody on staff objecting?
And no objections from staff, no objections.
What did we, and we did do those bonuses, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes,
We
did
didn't
that
need
on
to do
every
anything here.
Monday night,
Yeah, we did a Monday night.
and an extra.
Okay, at this, everybody's good?
Right.
At this point, I'll open up to public comment for non-agenda items. Please remember to address council. Bless you. Please remember to address council. Each person will get 3 minutes. There's a clock over my left shoulder that indicates the time. Once the beeper starts, it'll keep running until you stop talking. Please stop once you hear the beep. No particular order. Trish Fidrich.
Thank you. Good evening. Good evening, Mayor DeVito, council, and staff. We are in the midst of the Christmas season when people make wishes and hope those wishes come true. I'd like to share a few of those wishes and hopes they will come true. I wish that the principals of Safe Harbor would spend some time getting to know what Port Royal is really like and see how the proposal for 200-plus rental townhouses does not fit the fabric of our town. If the decision makers of Safe Harbor had spent time here last week, they would have seen a couple hundred people gathered around a twinkling evergreen tree that grows next to the nationally registered historic Port Royal Elementary School that sits in the center of town. They would have heard students from Port Royal Elementary School serenading the crowd with holiday songs, and they would have heard the siren of the Port Royal firefighters' fire truck bringing Santa into town. I wish that the principals of Safe Harbor had seen the golf cart parade of over now 75 golf carts waltzing down Paris Avenue, and then the community gathering at Shellring afterwards. These are uniquely Port Royal events. These events are representative of the community feel that exists in this town. So I wish that the principals of Safe Harbor would question the draft plan presented by Beach Company to build 200-plus rental townhouses on the prettiest front porch a community could have, or that they would at least seek other options that would be a better fit for this community. On a different note, I'd like to congratulate the soon-to-be mayor, Kevin Phillips, and Councilman Ashmore and Councilman Guerrero on their election to serve on town council. I'd also like to give a heartfelt thank you to you, Mayor DeVito, for your service and your leadership over the last 4 years. Joe, you have made a real and lasting positive impact on this town with your vast experience, knowledge, and obvious love for this community.
Amen.
Thank you. And lastly, I just wish you all a very Merry Christmas.
Mike Du Bois?
Thank you, Mayor and Council, for allowing me to speak. I mainly want to speak about the ordinance for long-term rental. This ordinance, from what I understand, is over 40 years old, has been modified several times. Being a former business license administrator and the building official for the city of Beaufort, I find that this ordinance, being 40 years old and trying to be reenacted and reinstated, it violates what is known as many people would call violation of privacy. In order to do this, first of all, how would you enact an ordinance that you want to charge taxes on, property taxes and business licenses are paid in the rear? So does that mean that every property owner currently right now would have to come and show proof that they had these businesses? You can't do that. You should let them wait a year and gather information then, versus some people that haven't received letters, some have. I don't have a personal rental income property, but I have one for sale. I feel that the city should look at not reinstating this ordinance until it has been reviewed by staff and council, and even possibly having public comment. This would be in the best interest for the town and the city to have this information reviewed before you adopt it. Thank you.
Scott Clark.
Hello, Mayor and Council. My name is Scott Clark. I'm the president of the Friends of Port Royal Cypress Wetlands, and I am here today to announce that the Friends is hosting a naming contest for the alligator sculpture that we dedicated over a month ago. We would ask that everybody go online onto our website at friendsofportroyalcypresswetlands.org and click on the link that will direct you to the contest and enter as many times as you want. I met with Principal Gowd a week ago, and I've gotten the school involved. The kids are going to be submitting, I don't know how they're going to do it, whether they're going to do it by classroom or what, but we're going to be getting several names from there. We've already gotten, I checked right before we came, we've gotten 18 names already submitted. It runs through the end of December, and then the board will select a name in January. So would like for everybody to go on and do that. And also, I would like to second what Tricia said. Mayor DeVito, I'd like to thank you for your service to this town. Thank you.
Let's get that alligator named.
What happened to Allie?
That's one of the names that I'm sure that's in there. Allie's, I'm sure, is in there. Carl Joy.
Oh, Carl's an alligator?
That's the name of the alligator.
Sure, that sounds like a great name. Happy holidays, and thank you for your service. I am Carl Joy, broker owner of Apex Team Real Estate at 828 Pierce Avenue here in Port Royal. Sing Pappas, Gail Edwards, and I are real estate brokers, and we work with buyers and sellers here in the town. Also work with Tina Griggs, my property manager, who manages both long-term and short-term rentals. Over the past 2 decades in the business, there's never been a requirement for a long-term rental business license anywhere I know of. The only rental business license requirement specifically mentioned in Port Royal Town Code is for short-term rentals, which we spent a good amount of time talking about that. I have no desire to get in an argument with town staff, but I strongly disagree with the letter sent in early November with new requirements for long-term rentals to be now licensed. I have reviewed the letter thoroughly, sent by town staff and the codes used to justify the new requirement. I offer the following to consider. Town staff sent a letter with a new requirement for a business license and inspection for long-term rental properties based on the staff's interpretation of long-standing Port Royal town codes, with the town council having no knowledge that I know of the new requirement. The Beaufort County Auditor provided a mailing list of Port Royal property owners with a rental personal property tax account for the town staff to use as a mailing list. Some owners of long-term rentals got it, some people didn't. The town staff assumes these property owners are renting the property and are required to obtain a business license based on the following 3 codes adopted between 1993 and 2021. Section 1221 adopted in 2021 does not mention long-term rentals as a business and basically states every person engaged in any business, calling, occupation, profession, or activity with the object of gain, benefit, or advantage is required to pay an annual license tax. Section 1263, also used to justify this, was adopted in 2007. Refers only to short-term rentals and basically states any property owner engaged in the activity of short-term rental within the limits of the town will obtain occupation license. There's no mention of long-term rentals. And section 13-.1, which is titled mobile homes, mobile home parks, apartments, and other dwelling units, which was originally done in 1980 when I was a junior at Clemson University. I'll be picking up my Medicare card next year. That's been a long time. It clearly refers to an entity acting as a landlord, like a property manager, is required to have a business license, not the property owner, and basically states that every person, firm, partnership, or corporation or other entity which operates, I'm almost done, as a landlord engaged in the business.
You gotta stop.
I'm not going to.
You gotta stop, Carl.
I feel it's appropriate for town council to add this issue to the agenda of January council workshop and town council
Carl,
meeting.
you gotta stop.
I'm
Thank
stopped.
you.
I'm done.
Thank you, Carl.
Cat Bray. Cat Bray?
I know every time I come up here, you think I'm talking about trash, but I'm not. I'm here to say thank you to you, Joe DeVito. We have so enjoyed having you as our mayor. I've lived here almost 12 years now, and I have attended many of the retreats over the years. And I've listened to a facilitator put little signs up there that say, we need to do this, we need to do that, we need to do this. I came the next year, same things are up there. Mr. DeVito, when you started here 4 years ago, many of those things have come off of that list. Streets, sewers, sidewalks, it's fabulous. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of all the work you've done, and I appreciate you. I welcome and support you, Kevin. You have big shoes to fill.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Jerry, congratulations. Jorge, congratulations. Thank you, Joe, for all your service. You've been the best.
Thank you. As always, I will ask for any other public comment. Hearing none, we'll get back to our agenda.
Council comments?
Yeah, do you want to make a motion to amend from the agenda? I'm not sure it's necessary. I think this is a great opportunity for a workshop next month. To bring that ordinance forward.
Get it on, yeah, just so, that will be the discussion. We'll have it on the workshop.
Yep.
Yes.
I think that's the way we would normally do it.
Yeah, I just think that you should tell them what we're gonna put on the agenda, that we're gonna be looking at ordinance for the long-term rental.
Yes.
That's gonna be what we're gonna be focusing on and working on. We have been, and we continue to do that.
May I speak, please?
The mayor, apologize.
I apologize, I've never been to a Fort Worth Town Council. I'm a property manager with Tomlin Realty, been doing this for about 15 years, short-term and long-term, and
What's your name?
Pam Johnson.
Okay.
I
You live-
apologize. I've already passed a couple of inspections, so it was easy breezy. I'm not disputing the safety inspection by any means. It's kind of already my safety inspection anyway, from being educated through real estate, through all the continuing education we have to do, and just simply being a good property manager. I do have owners, however, that are very worried. Long-term rental owners are worried that this will be step one for them to have an owner business license, but yet following steps may take place later, as in accommodation taxes that short-term rentals require. I remember a time when that wasn't required for short-term rentals. That's how far back I've gone. Started with this lady right here. So again, I'm not complaining. I'm just relating what our owners are worried about. They are worried that it will be the start of more to come later. Also, in a sense, I do feel a little undermined. Very educated, very thorough in any property I manage, whether it be in the town of Port Royal or throughout Beaufort County. The safety guideline is actually not as detailed as my guideline. So again, I have no dispute with that. What I what concerns me is I kind of feel a little undermined, as you know, I've worked really hard to be a good property manager, to be a good real estate agent, a lot of classes, a lot of education, and a lot of studying. And there's a thing, I kind of feel micromanaged. I'm ready to go with it. I already have passed. It was a pleasant, Alexis was wonderful to work with. But I just felt like I would like to say that. And I appreciate your time, and I appreciate you listening.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
All right, so we've already decided to move it to next month's agenda.
Yep, and just to let everybody know, that workshop is the first Wednesday of January, so that's January 3rd.
And we're at council comments.
Yes, I've got one.
Go ahead.
Thinking back earlier, I'm such a giving guy. We talked about giving the town off a half a day on the 31st. Let's give them a full day the 31st. Let's give them a full day the 30th. Let's give them a half a day the 29th. How about that? Can we do that?
We can put all business on hold for a day. Right, Carl?
The 29th is the day we meant to do it.
The 29th would be a Friday. You're gonna
Which
get
is the Friday
Saturday,
before.
Sunday.
That's
And that give them
Saturday,
less
Sunday.
time
I think
to
they knew what
do
we
anything.
meant. So very good. Yeah. We weren't giving them a half a day on Friday and making them coming in on the weekend. You're right.
I'm just basing it on the dates. We
I
said
had the
we were
wrong
giving half a day
calendar.
the 31st.
Yep.
So we got that cleared up. That's all I
Good
have.
catch, Jer.
Merry Christmas to everybody. Thank you all for being here tonight.
Comments?
I'll go last.
Just thank you all for being here. And like I said, the golf cart parade, I know most of y'all were there. That was great. So I look forward to those Port Royal events that we're doing. And we're just going to keep, like you were saying, we've got a lot of good momentum. We're just going to keep that going in 2024. So y'all have comments? I know
No, I just excited to see the crowd here tonight. I'm glad everybody's taking an interest in the town, whether it's short-term rental, long-term rental, trash pickup, golf cart parade. This is our community. Y'all live here, and we love to hear what you have to say, because what you have to say helps us make decisions in the best interest of our community. So thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay. The last month, actually, I just get goosebumps every time I think about it, and just see the family and the family bond, and what we experienced in the last couple of weeks with our golf cart parade, with our Christmas tree lighting, and the community coming together as a whole. even the expressions and concerns from concerned citizens also about certain things. That's what makes us who we are. You know, you take the good, the bad, you take it all, and yet we're still family. And the crowds, you know, and the love and the celebration of the season was just overwhelming. And so I love this great place that we call home in Port Royal, and I appreciate each of you. Now, at this time, I'd like to also take this opportunity to thank Mayor Joe DeVito for his exemplary service and leadership during the past year. His leadership has been definitely placed Port Royal in the spotlight in this great little town of Port Royal in a positive and a favorable light or manner. We wish him much success in his future endeavors and applaud his leadership and contributions to the community, to the town of Port Royal, to the county, and yes, the state of South Carolina. At this time, we would like to present him for his leadership, a plaque, and a key for his 4 years of service. Joe DeVito, Mayor of the Town of Port Royal, December 2019 to December 2023.
Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem.
Thank you very much.
The key.
The key. Wait, I thought we didn't have a key.
There's the key.
That doesn't work in the front door.
It doesn't work in the front door.
Change the lock so you can't get into the front door.
Okay, there you go.
But you have a key to our heart.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I think it's, first of all, it's rather interesting there's a gavel. Because as you all know, for 4 years I have sat up here, I have never used the gavel. I do not believe you need a gavel to run a meeting.
And it has his name on it.
It has my name,
Right
and
there.
I've never used the gavel. We ran the meeting together as a team, and we did it because we all love Port Royal. We were here for one reason and one reason only, and that was the betterment of the town of Port Royal. It has been my honor, it has been my pleasure, and guess what? I'm not going anywhere. Thank you, Port Royal.
At this time, also, we'd like to recognize City Council members Neil Lipsis and Mitch Mitchell. Would you like to say anything?
Just want to say thank you for your service. I mean, it's not just Port Royal, it's the whole area, community, and you've made it better. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Councilman.
I would just like to say thank you to Mayor DeVito. It's been a great partnership. We miss you in those meetings, but welcome to Kevin, and I'm sure the partnership will continue.
We have David Bartholomew and Alice White. Alice Howard. Alice Howard, please.
I'd just like to say thank you, Mayor DeVito, and we're still neighbors, and we can still talk all the time.
All the time. That's right.
David?
Just happy to be here.
Okay, did I miss anyone? All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you all. Thank you all.
Okay, next item of business. I still have one more thing to do. And
Yeah, I
that's,
got one, Joe. Thank you for everything you've done for me
Yes,
personally.
Joe.
You've been a great mayor. I've learned a lot, and I've enjoyed working with you. And I wish y'all luck, and please don't go away.
I ain't going away.
He can't.
Thank you.
I can't help it. You know it.
Done a great job. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, next item of business is we've got the oath of office. Judge, please come forward. We will be doing this a little bit different this year than we have in the past. I have requested that each member being sworn in gets the opportunity to have the stage to themselves and not be sworn in as a group. Thank you, Judge, for agreeing with my way. We will do our council member first. Please, Mr. Jorge, come forward.
And family.
And family.
And
Yes,
family.
everybody,
And family.
please, come forward. George, you bring your own Bible, or do you
I
need
did.
one?
Yep. Let your children and wife hold your Bible for you. as you swear. Put your hand on the Bible. Thank you.
There you go. So I'm going to say the words, and if you could just repeat after me, I'm going to say aye, you state your name, then we'll go forward. I
I, Jorge Alberto Guerrero,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I am duly qualified,
that I am duly qualified,
according to the Constitution of this state,
according to the Constitution of this state,
to exercise the duties of the office
to exercise the duties of the office
to which I have been elected,
to which I have been elected,
and that I will,
and that I will,
to the best of my ability,
to the best of my ability,
discharge the duties thereof,
discharge the duties thereof,
and preserve, protect, and defend
and preserve, protect, and defend
the Constitution of this state
the Constitution of this state
and of the United States.
and of the United States.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations. All right, Mr. Ashmore?
Yes, sir. I'd like to ask the three prettiest girls in the room if y'all would come forward, please.
All right. Councilman Hoary, welcome aboard.
Welcome. And we're missing one.
We're missing one. She'll be home tomorrow.
Okay, again, I'll say aye and you say your name. I
I, Jerry Ashmore,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear,
that I am duly qualified,
duly qualified,
according to the Constitution of this state,
according to the Constitution of this state,
to exercise the duties
to exercise the duties
of the office to which I have been elected,
of the office to which I've been elected,
and that I will,
and that I will,
to the best of my ability,
to the best of my ability,
discharge the duties thereof,
discharge the duties thereof,
and preserve, protect, and defend
and preserve, protect, and defend
the Constitution of this state
the Constitution of this state
and of the United States.
and the United States.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Welcome back, Jerry.
You gotta see, kept it warm for you.
Councilman Phillips.
And we have our new mayor.
Kevin, you want your mother and sister and father to be?
Sure.
Come on.
Come on up, family. Come up with
Come
you
on
your
up, family.
sworn in?
Anybody's welcome.
Yeah. Your sister, y'all want to come in and be with you?
Stand by your son.
Come on, sister.
Sister, come on, sister.
Sean will take a good picture for you.
Okay. I
I, Kevin Phillips,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I am duly qualified,
that I am duly qualified,
according to the Constitution of this state,
according to the Constitution of this state,
to exercise the duties of the office
to exercise the duties of the office
to which I have been elected,
to which I have been elected,
and that I will,
and that I will,
to the best of my ability,
to the best of my ability,
discharge the duties thereof,
discharge the duties thereof,
and preserve, protect, and defend
and preserve, protect, and defend
the Constitution of this state
the Constitution of this state
and of the United States.
and of the United States.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Come on around. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
Judge. Thank you, Judge.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Judge. Thank you. Merry Christmas.
Kevin? Mayor? Your meeting now. I'm done.
Well, that one says Joe.
Congratulations. Good meeting, there you go.
Take that with you.
Go ahead.
Fresh out the bag. All right, thank you. And Jorge? Jorge, I got a mess over there for you, but we'll clean that up for you. So, again, thank you all. So, it's a really special night, and just let's one more round of applause for Mayor Joe DeVito. And now I'll look for a motion to go into executive session.
Ooh, first one.
I'd like to make a motion that we go into executive session to discuss the receipt of legal advice related to the Port Wall development.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All right, we're going to go into executive session now. Thank you all for being here. We will open it back up once we're done if you want to hang out outside. Don't know how long it'll take, but we will let you know at the end if we take any action. So thank you all very much. Merry Christmas.
Merry
See you all
Christmas,
around.
everybody.
Okay, welcome back. We're back from executive session. Do we have any action from the executive session?
Yes, I would like to make a motion to direct Mayor Phillips to submit a letter to Safe Harbor advising of our council's concerns and feedback to items related to the Port of Port Royal development.
Second.
Got a second? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
It's unanimous. Motion passes. Since that is the last thing on the agenda for the night, we'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So move.
So moved. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Thank you.
Oh, we got to do our jingle ball.
He already cut us.
No, we're still good, we're still.
Jingle bells,
Jingle bells, jingle
all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Hey, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh.
Merry Christmas, Port Royal.
Merry Christmas, everyone.